lesson. In today's lesson, I'm going to teach you the uses of should. Now, should is a modal auxiliary verb. Okay, so I'm going to take you through a few sentences and I'm going to see how to use should in different sentences. So here in my first condition, we use should when you give an advice or an opinion, or sometimes you may ask or take an opinion from your friends, so you use should. For example, I tell my friend, you should get a haircut. Now here I'm suggesting, I'm recommending, or I'm giving him an opinion that he should get a haircut. Now please remember, after should, the verb is always in the present form. Okay. Now should is often followed by, I think you should, I don't think you should, or do you think I should? So when you give an opinion or when you want to say something is correct, I can say, I think you should get a haircut. Or, in my next example, I have, what should I wear to the party? Or I can even ask, do you think I should wear a dress to the party? So when you ask for an advice or a suggestion or an opinion, you use should. So what should I wear? Again, the verb is in the present form. So when you take an advice or when you give an advice, opinion, suggestion or a recommendation, you use should followed by a verb in the present form. Okay. Now let's move to the next condition. When there is a probability or an expectation. Now basically a probability is something that there are high chances of something happening or something that is likely to happen. That is a probability. Or when you expect something to happen or when you expect something to be like this, we use should. For example, he should be here any minute. Now if you're waiting for your friend at the cinema and you're running out of time, he says, okay, I'm going to be there any minute. So he should be here any minute. Now friends, I would like to tell you one thing. When you use be after should, okay, a lot of people get confused. They say he should be reach here any minute, which is wrong. Now either you say he should be here any minute or he should reach here any minute, but not he should be reach here any minute. This is wrong. Because after should you have the verb in the present form, you have only one verb in the present form and not two verbs. Alright. In my next example, it shouldn't cost more than $10. So you go to your shop, you expect it to be below $10, so it shouldn't cost more than $10. So here I've just put it in the negative. It shouldn't cost. Okay, so it shouldn't cost more than $10. So you expect it to be less than $10, it shouldn't cost. So please remember, when you talk about a probability or an expectation, you use should. Now let's take a look at the next use of should. We use should when you talk about a particular duty or an obligation. That means something that you are supposed to do or you ought to do. Okay, for example, we should respect our parents. It's your duty to respect your parents, your teachers. So you say we should respect our parents. Alright. In my next example, you should be punctual. Okay. You should be punctual at work, or probably you should be punctual for your lectures at the university. So when something is your duty and you are supposed to do it, we say you should be punctual at work. So you use should when you talk about a particular duty or an obligation. Okay. Now let's take a look at should have. Now should have is something that you use when you want to talk about something in the past. Now basically it could be something that you were supposed to do but didn't do. It could be a mistake or a mistake you made, or something that you did and you really regret it. Okay. For example, I shouldn't have shouted at you. Now first let's understand the structure. It is should, have and the verb in the third form or the past participle. Now, why do we use this structure? This is because something that I have already done in the past, it's a mistake and I repent. So we say should have plus verb in the third form. In this case, it's a negative sentence. I shouldn't have shouted at you. So when I say this, it means that I have shouted and now I repent doing it. So I shouldn't have shouted at you. It's kind of a regret that I have. Alright. In my next example, you should have been more careful. Now, for example, I lose my mobile phone. So, my mother tells me you were very careless. You should have been more careful. That means I was supposed to be more careful, but I wasn't. So, you should have been more careful. In the past, I was supposed to do this, but I didn't. Alright. In my next example, I should have completed my graduation. Well, it's very difficult to get a job without being a graduate. So something that I repent, something that I should have done, I didn't do. So I should have completed my graduation, or should have graduated or completed my graduate degree. So something that I was supposed to do, I didn't do, I really regret it. And I'm talking about something in the past. So you say should have plus verb in the third form. Well friends, this brings me to the end of this lesson. I hope you enjoy watching this lesson. I hope all your confusion regarding should is clear now. Please do put in your comments and queries. I'll be back soon with a new lesson. Till then, take care and bye.